Linda.
Hello, Linda. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Looks like you can hear us. Sounds funny. Can you hear me?
Sound funny? Sean says he hears us loud
Oh,
and
that sounds
clear.
good. Welcome in. Native Wild Man's here. We got a few things we're going to do tonight. I'm going to go over Ohio fishing, our rules, regulations, and different things like that. And then we're going to play a game called Two Truths and a Lie. We're going to do 5 of Tammy and 5 of myself. And you guys get to guess which one's the truths and which one's the lies.
Are you going to tell them who they're about? Or are you going to mix that up too?
I don't know. It's up to you. Native saying hi to everyone. I want to shout out Rick we were over at Travel Around Susie's. That's why we started late. They may still be live. Rick over there is talking about his group called Team RWB. It's teamrwb.org. And right now they're trying to help raise some funds to send some veterans to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. So pretty exciting. And if you want to help out some people, check out Team RWB in the Mount Kilimanjaro climb and maybe help out if you can. All right. Now tonight I'm drinking, I was going to do a taste test of this. I never got to it. It's Sprecher's Charged Lemonade Original. It is caffeinated sparkling drink made with real lemon juice, small batch, Sprecher. They sell like root beer and things like that. Yellow cats and flathead catfish are the same fish. True or false? Here's the question, guys. It's got 140 milligrams of caffeine. It says quench your thirst and indulge your day with Sprecher refreshing craft lemonade. Charged with a kick of caffeine. Sounds great.
Is there a lot of sugar?
No fat, 140 calories, 1 can, 35 grams of sugar. Yellow cats and flathead catfish are the same fish. True or false? Are you asking me?
Or chat?
Well, I would say Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Linda, is a yellow cat and a flathead catfish the same fish? True or false? Native Wild Man would like to know. Yes, everyone too. All right, I'm going to talk about the Ohio fishing regulations. We got our fishing licenses. We bought 3, one for myself, one for the Gypsy, Tammy, and one for our son. He's 17 now. And they're $25 a piece, so $75 to get fishing licenses. Resident youth is for Ohio residents under the age of 16 at the time of purchase. You can buy 1-day licenses. They offer 3-year licenses. They offer 5-year licenses, 10-year licenses, and lifetime licenses. A lifetime license, when you're a resident, is $600, $599.04 for a lifetime
No.
fishing license. Never have to buy one again. Non-resident license for 1 day is $14, and a year
Lie down.
upgraded from a day is $37.
Here.
If you just buy a 1-year license, it's $50. So license requirements, any
Hi, Larry.
Ohio public waters. Larry's here. Hi, Larry. Gorton's Fishman. Gorton's Fisherman. There you are. Good to see you, Larry. We're just going to go over some of the fishing, standards, requirements, 2024 for Ohio. Then we're going to play a game about halfway through, maybe about 8:30. Ocean to ocean. Good to see you. Some people are interested on what kind of fish are here, what it costs if they come here. Some people that live in the state, they don't know all this stuff. Statewide regulations. These apply to all public waters in Ohio. Blue and flathead catfish. Under 35 inches, there is no daily limit. The minimum size, there is no minimum size to keep. Blue flathead catfish, you can keep one of each statewide, 35 inches or larger. Channel catfish under 28 inches, there's no limit and there's no minimum size. But if it's over 28 inches, you can only keep one per day, 28 inches or bigger. Largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass, 5 singly or in combination of 12, minimum size 12 inches. Muskellunge, 1 with no minimum size. Striped hybrid striped white bass and striped and white bass, you can keep 30 singly or in combination, no more than 4 over 15 inches. Trout, you can keep 5 with no minimum size. Walleye, 6 with no minimum size, with the exception of Lake Erie and all of its contributaries. Okay, those have certain regulations.
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy Drew's here. Good to see you, Nancy Drew. We're going to talk just a little bit about Ohio fishing and what all Ohio fishing has for a little bit. At 8:30, we're going to play a game called Two Truths and a Lie. I'm going to give you 2 truths about Tammy or myself and a lie, and you get to pick which 2 are true and which one's a lie. We got 10 each, and we're going to do about 5 per person or so. And I won't tell you who's who, so you'll have to guess. Now, in Lake Erie, there's a lot of different regulations that are separate from the rest of the statewide regulations, so you got to check those out. Also, the Ohio River has different regulations because it attaches to Pennsylvania, and you can fish on either side of the Ohio River with the Ohio license, but they have different regulations, so you need to check that out. The answer is true. Yellow catfish is the nickname for flathead catfish. And they do have a frog type skin to them, flathead catfish. They almost look like weird mutated frogs. So I'm going to skip the Ohio River regulations. Then they have site-specific regulations. And you can read all that. The state endangered fish species. The fish listed below are protected in all Ohio waters, and if caught, must be immediately released back into its originating water body. Now, if you guys are fishermen and you read this, how many of you would know, I don't know, maybe even half of these, okay? Possession of these fish are prohibited. Alligator gar, big eye shiner, black nose shiner, brook trout, Cisco or lake herring, gilt darter, golden eye, Iowa darter, lake sturgeon, longhead darter, long-nosed sucker, mountain brook lamprey, northern brook lamprey, northern mantum, Ohio lamprey, pirate perch, Popeye shiner, pug-nosed minnow, shoal chub, short-nosed gar, shovel-nosed sturgeon, spotted darter, spotted gar, tongue-tied minnow, tongue-tied gorilla, and western banded killfish. Okay, tongue-tied gorilla I just threw in there because I don't know half of these things. And if I caught them, I don't know if I'd know it or not. What's the difference between a perch and a pirate perch? It's only got one eye or a wooden leg. I don't know how to find it out. They do have frog and turtle regulations. July 1st, I'd probably Google it. Google, what's a pirate perch look like? And then but July 1st, snapping turtle comes in. Snapping turtle's delicious. It makes a great stew. If you haven't had turtle, can be a little tough. That's why I say stew, because you got to cook it, for a while and let it break down. It's got about 7 different types of meat. I have had turtle nuggets, deep fried turtle nuggets. Now, a couple things I really enjoy doing when we go catfishing, we stay out all night usually. About 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, the fish really start biting. And at least where we're at. And we'll put trout lines up. And as we're going to our spot, we'll throw a trout line up because it can stay out 24 hours. And we'll put about, 6 or 8 hooks up, tie it to a tree, take it out to the center of the river, drop it in. And then we go upstream further and go to where we're going to fish. Now, trout lines are allowed. There are trout lines may be used only in streams and then different areas. And float lines. Now, float lines I really enjoy too. We take Gatorade bottles, we put the glow-in-the-dark sticks inside them, and we wrap, good braided fibers on them, something that's going to withstand, a big fish. And we put them out just long enough that they're going to touch bottom. So then they float downstream. They got a weight on them and they got a glow stick in them. So from the shore, we've got these floats out. We've got our 2 poles or 3 poles we're allowed this year. 3 poles are allowed this year. And then we got our trout line downstream. And then we camp all night. And if one of them jugs start floating downriver, something's taking that off the bottom and is running with it. Belt loop's here, sup, saying sup, chat. And if that bottle starts running downstream, that a fish has got it or something's got it and it's pulled it. Yeah, jug fishing. Yeah, watching them run. Nancy Drew knows what's going on. And you jump in your canoe and you run out and grab the jug and you wrestle that fish into your canoe. It's a lot of fun. Really makes up for a dull night if you're not catching stuff on your pole left and right. After you're done cooking supper and chatting and all the good stuff you do, that's a lot more than fishing. That's part of fishing. And you run out there and grab them bottles. Now, I've seen people pull 30-pound catfish in their canoe off that bottle. It's so fun watching somebody who's never done it do it before. Oh, it could be a mess. You can end up wet if you're not careful. But it's a lot of fun. So float lines, trout lines, definitely something to check out. You do have to label them, put your name and stuff on them. Here in about 9 minutes, we'll start playing our game, but I got a few more things we'll talk about here in the now this year in the Maumee, the walleye have to be 15 inches, I think. Let me see where I saw that. 15 inches. You can keep 6. They are running right now in up in Toledo. We may end up going up there. Tammy may not fish because we'd have to take the canoe out, put it in the stream, and I got a river anchor, and we just, float downstream and fish off of that because I don't have enough chest waders for all of us. Now, that can be a little dangerous if the river's high which it is a foot from closing down this one island that when they close that island down, it's deep. And so I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll fish from shore, or maybe they'll fish from shore and I'll go out on my chest waders. I don't know, but hopefully we can go try to get some walleye. And archery anglers may use bows of any draw weight. A fishing license is required. Archery equipment may be used to take bullfrogs, green frogs, and forage fish. Now, forage fish are like carp, shad, and I don't know if they got a definition in here, but yeah, forage fish. Belt Loop sent Native some stickers. He's wanting to know if you got them, Sean. There's minnow and bait fish traps, snagging, and they have certain sizes of nets that you can have. Now, the Fish Ohio, which Tammy got her pin from last year for catching that big bluegill in one of the public waters. Fish Ohio has a program for all Ohio fishermen, and it goes all year. You can go until December 31st is the latest you can apply for it. But there's certain fish and sizes that acquire for this. Now, if you get 3 of them, you get a special one. If you only get 1, you get a pin with the Fish Ohio. Application for Fish Ohio pins are accepted at fishohio.gov. See below for how to measure your fish. Anglers will receive a Fish Ohio pin for their first entry each year and a Master Angler pin for qualifying entries in 4 different species categories in the same year. Fish must be taken by legal angling and not from pay lakes. Deadline for online application is December 31st. Possible state record fish must be kept for verification by the Outdoor Writers of Ohio. For more information, go to their website, outdoorwritersofohio.org. Qualifying Fish Ohio sizes: freshwater drum, 24 inches; lake trout, 31 inches; smallmouth bass, 19 inches; steelhead trout, 28 inches; walleye, 28 inches; white bass, 15 inches; yellow perch, 13 inches. That's from Lake Erie. Rivers, lakes, and ponds, the minimum length is freshwater drums, 20 inches; smallmouth bass, 18 inches; walleye, 25 inches, which I can get a 25-inch walleye. I know I can this year. White bass, 14 inches; yellow perch, 12 inches; blue catfish, 35 inches; bowfin, 23 inches; brown trout, 20 inches; bullhead, 14 inches; carp, 28 inches; channel catfish, 26 inches; crappie, 13 inches; flathead catfish, 35 inches; hybrid striped bass, 21 inches; largemouth bass, 20 inches; long-nosed gar, 34 inches. You'd have to take a photo of it, put it back, because they said long-nosed gar, I think, is one of the endangered fish that you can't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the alligator gar and the short-nosed gar. Muskellunge, 40 inches; northern pike, 32 inches; rock bass, 9 inches; sauger, 16 inches; sawguy, 21 inches; spotted bass, fish, 15 inches; sucker, 20 inches; sunfish, 9 inches. Sunfish are different than, well, they don't have anything else on here. But one of the reasons I bring this up, we're going to be fishing at our meetup, hopefully. There is a pond there, places to fish. Unscented soap works well on a trout line. Unscented soap works well on a trout line. But crappie is the best catfish bait. And I'm not sure what you can, I don't know if you can use crappie for bait. I'd have to look. They do have regulations on what you can use for bait. And I'm not real sure.
Now 9-inch sunfish seems huge.
9-inch sunfish seems huge. It's big, but how big was yours?
Can't remember.
10 and a quarter inches.
I have to look on my certificate because I can't remember.
She can't even remember. I think it was 10 and a quarter inches. It was nice. There's a video out where she caught it. Frog season, turtle season, trout lines. I don't see where they say anything about bait. General information. Bait. It's unlawful for any person except licensed bait dealers. That's just selling bait. It's unlawful for any person to release any fish or aquatic invertebrate, including but not limited to crayfish, snails, insects into waters of the state from which it did not originate. So if it's not dead, you can't use live crawfish or snails or insects into the water. It does describe forage fish. You can't touch clams, mussels, or shells, possess or collect for any purpose. Clams, mussels, or mussel shells may not be taken, possessed, or collected for any purpose. The other thing I didn't realize was this. It says it's illegal to set up or use. No, not that. It was the net. Okay, all fish may be taken by hand except bullheads, catfish, trout, and salmon species. All fish may be taken by hand, which means when you land the fish, you grab it by your hand. All fish may be taken by hand except bullheads, catfish, trout, salmon species statewide, and walleye and saugeye in the Maumee and Sandusky rivers. You have to land them with a net. I never knew you had to land your catfish with a net in Ohio, but you do. You can't fillet your fish until you leave if you're in a boat because they want to see what your fish are when you're leaving.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yep. Definitely.
This Sprecher lemonade is really good. Sprecher caffeinated lemonade. Charged lemonade.
Boat Loop says, years ago, my brother did a video on making catfish soap bait. Then he tested it and did pretty well. Really? That's interesting.
In Kansas, as long as it's legally caught and legally krill legs. Oh, wow. I never use a net. I know. I always just landed them or pulled them up on shore. Now, the walleye I didn't. I knew you had to land your walleye with a net because I've seen people down in Toledo pull their fish up on shore and then go down and grab them, and they have to release it and pay a fine. All right, I got a little video here, and then we're going to play this. It's time for 2 Truths and a Lie. Let's go. 2 Truths and a Lie, where I give you 2 truths and a lie. You tell me which one is the truth, and you tell me if it's about Tammy or if it's about myself. Okay? So the first one, the 3 things are: I was born in England, I have 6 siblings, and my favorite animal is monkeys. It's going to scroll on the bottom of the screen there. I was born in England, I have 6 siblings, and my favorite animal is a monkey. Which 2 are the truth? And which one's the lie? And who's it about? Myself or Tammy? That's the game. You get to know us better. And we picked these up today. We'll be giving them away soon. I don't know about both of them or what, but all these keychains. It's got the little quarter spot in the back. You know, it's got your quarter in it. Nice leather keychains, little carabiner clip. This one's a heart with the oldie symbol. And
The
a little quarter in the back.
Signal.
1 and 3 and Tammy. Nancy Drew says 1 and 3 and Tammy. So do you like all these keychains? Aren't those cool?
You always have your quarter handy for Aldi's cart.
You always have your quarters handy for your oldies cart. You always have your candy. I'll go with Nancy. Belt Loop's saying ditto. Ditto, Nancy. Why am I hear my can echoing.
Trying to listen for Duke too.
You see the background for the you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. That's the background of the start of this game. But I'll go with Nancy. I don't know, but I'll go with Nancy. Nancy's a good choice. Nancy's a good choice. Okay, what?
Are you going to tell Nancy?
Am I going to tell them? Yeah, when some more people answer.
Oh.
We've only had 2 people. We've only given 2 people a chance to answer.
Okay. Maybe he's not sure about that. No barking. No barking.
All right. We've got about 5 each of these to go through. That was Tammy. Correct. You are correct. It was Tammy. It is not 1 and 3. It is she has 6 siblings and her favorite animal is monkeys. All right. Tammy, why don't you tell them about your 6 siblings and the fact that your favorite animal is?
I was not born in England. I was born in Ohio. And I have 2 sisters and 4 brothers. And they're all older than baby. And I love monkeys. Any kind of monkey is interesting to watch to me.
You gotta keep going because this won't work.
I don't know.
All right, let me see here. Oh, it was working.
was earlier.
Whoa. All right. First one. I love grapefruit. I have been to Bermuda. And I invented something I invented a product that everyone uses. All right. One and two, Jeff says Native Wildman. Native Wildman says 1 and 2. And Jeff. 1 and 3. And Jeff. It tastes like lemon shake up.
From the fair?
Yeah, try it. Make you pucker or gleek.
Yeah.
After us at 9 o'clock, we're going over to Rachel's Adventures, and they are discussing Jeepers, It's the Creeper, Scooby-Doo movie show at Tiffany Peacock's. Tiffany Peacock's. All right. Oh, I can do this while it's going, so that's cool. You have the chat on? Okay.
I do. Native Wild Man says, my favorite animal is a bird. I think I know what bird.
I think I know what bird.
I think I know what bird is your favorite.
Cockatiel.
What? I thought it was something else.
It's a cockatiel.
Better check. No, never.
All right, the next, it was Jeff. Whoever said Jeff, and it is 1 and 2. I do love grapefruit. I absolutely love grapefruit. And I like grapefruit drinks. I like grapefruit in the morning. I drink grapefruit. I just like the whole grapefruit experience. I love it really cold, cut in half and scooped out with a spoon. Delicious. I have been to Bermuda. It was when I was younger. My dad took my sister and myself. We went to Bermuda. Had a good time.
Okay.
We went to Washington, D.C. and Bermuda. We went through the tour of the White House. You know, we had a nice round the world meal, and we went to Bermuda, and I rented a glass bottom boat, and I went scuba diving. I saw my first octopus. It was just a whole lot of fun. So yeah, I've been to Bermuda. I have not invented I have invented a product that everyone uses, but not technically because, I think of something and then it's already been done. So
I give you two.
all right, the next one is I had a pet possum once. I once hiked across 4 states, and I was born in Oklahoma. So those are your next ones. Cosmo's a kid. Yep. Pets can be a kid for sure. I couldn't take that pigeon flying around and sitting on my hair.
I couldn't either, I don't think.
I could. Mix grapefruit and lemon juice together. It's delicious. Yeah. That sounds delicious. Red-tailed hawk. We have a red-tailed hawk around here. He comes and sees me a lot when I'm outside. He's saying Jeff 1 and 3. Jeff 1 and 3. Nancy Drew says Jeff 1 and 2.
Hi, Susie.
They're really thinking this one's me, Tammy. They don't think you ever had a pet possum, probably. Or maybe they just know more about you.
Well, I already said.
Hi, Jeff and Tammy. Hi, everyone. Travel Around Susie's here. Good to see you, Travel Around Susie. We're playing 2 truths and 1 lie. Scrolling across the bottom are 3 statements. 2 of them are true. 1 of them's a lie. You got to guess if it's myself or Tammy, and which are true, which one's a lie. I had a pet possum. I went back across 4 states. I was born in Oklahoma. I can't read the chat. Native says hi, Susie. Les says hi, Susie.
Everyone's telling Susie hi. She'll have Jeff 1 and 3, Jeff 1 and 2.
Why is every time I go to type on this, I have to start over. You gotta talk, please.
Native Wild Man said I would definitely believe Tammy would have had a possum.
Yeah. Okay, so this was myself. I did have a pet possum when I was little. We found it in a trap down at the river. Spent a lot of time down at the river, my friend and I. Which I had a screened-in porch with a lot of animals on it. And box turtle, squirrels, snakes, all kinds of stuff. Brought it home all the time. And we found this possum in a trap. We thought it was dead. We were even poking it with a stick to see if it was alive. Never moved. We took it out of the trap, started carrying it home, and the thing came alive. Came alive while we're holding it by its tail, which it was about a football field and a half all the way up from the river to the house. So as we're walking back to the house, this thing comes alive. We didn't drop it or nothing. We just kept it. So it wasn't being mean to us. It hissed a little bit, but it let us hold it, carry it, whatever. Maybe it was happy we got it out of its trap, but we couldn't just let it loose. It was injured. So we were going to go take care of it. We took it into the house, took it into the bathroom, gave it a bath. It pooped all in the bathtub. I took it back downstairs. My mom got upset because the animal, I brought a wild animal into the house, pooped in the bathtub. And yeah, we kept that possum until it got better, and then I let it loose. So, had a pet possum. I never hiked across 4 states. Would love to do that, but I've never done it. And I was born in Oklahoma. Many, 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 many years ago. All right, the new question is, I once had a monkey as a pet. I met my spouse at McDonald's, and I like fishing. Which are the two true and which are... That's why I went, Jeff. Tammy 2 and 3. Native Wild Man says Tammy 2 and 3.
Nancy says Tammy 2 and 3.
Nancy says Tammy 2 and 3. Roy and Becky's Travel says howdy, howdy. Good to see you, Roy. Nancy says, hi, Roy and Becky. Howdy. We're playing 2 truths and a lie. We give you 2 truths and 1 lie. You guess which 2 are and which one's a lie and who they're about. The questions are, I once had a monkey as a pet. I met my spouse at McDonald's, and I like fishing. And we have 2 and 3s with Tammy. Whoa, where'd I go? I don't know where we went to. I don't know what happened.
I'm glad you're feeling better, Roy.
Feeling much better. Wow. Yeah, that's that was scary, Roy. So the three statements are: I used to wear biker shorts under my Umbros. My favorite food is fried morel mushrooms. And my first car was a Firebird. Which two are true? Which is a lie? And who's it about? I used to wear biker shorts under my Umbros. My favorite food is fried morel mushrooms. My first car was a Firebird. Which two are the truth and which one is a lie?
Nancy says 2 and 3, Jeff. And Wildman says Jeff 2 and 3. And Linda Barker says 2 and 3, Tammy.
Oh, it's kind of split up this time.
Yeah.
Jeff 2 and 3.
And Roy
2 and 3
says
Tammy.
2 and 3, Jeff.
2 and 3 Jeff. 2 and 3 Jeff. And 2 and 3 Tammy. Linda thinks you had a Firebird. That would be great. All right, so this is Tammy. And she did used to wear biker shorts under her Umbros, and her favorite food is fried morel mushrooms. What was your first car?
My first car was a Chrysler LeBaron.
What did you like about it?
It was great on gas, and it was very reliable until she broke. But yeah,
Till she broke.
it was great on gas, and it was a really nice car. I mean, it wasn't new, but it was new to me, and it was great. Got me around.
The next three statements. I love the color red. I have 6 siblings. I used to fight in a cage.
Nah.
I love the color red. I have 6 siblings, and I used to fight in a cage. Which two are true, and which is a lie? In 5 minutes, we're going to go over the Tiffany Peacocks and talk about Jeepers, It's a Creeper, the Scooby-Doo saga at 9 o'clock. Tiffany Peacock. I know you.
See.
And if you miss it this week, you can go to Rachel's Adventures next week. I have one more after this one.
Native Wildman says Tammy 1 and 2. Linda Parker says 1 and 3, Jeff. Nancy says 1 and 3, Jeff. Duke's down here napping.
So Native thinks it's Tammy, 1 and 2. He thinks she loves the little red, and you have 6 siblings. That's a good guess. Tammy,
I just told him I have 6 siblings.
1 and 3. Linda, 1 and 3. Jeff. And Trout Susie says who? He's over here doing something.
Okay.
Let me type out this last little bit.
He has belly full and he's went to the bathroom and I was sleeping. He didn't go out to go to the bathroom, though. He went out to watch for rabbits. That was my shoulder popped.
One and three, Jeff, says Nancy Drew.
And Lynn Mark said 1 and 3, Jeff, also.
Okay, so this is Jeff. I don't like the color red. I am starting to like the color red lately a little bit. But for most of my life, I hated the color red. I love I like orange and black and white. So I like all the colors, which is white, none of the colors, which is black, and I like the color orange, which is like a burnt orange, which you can see here. I've really started to like blues, like you can see in the birds. And red's probably one of my least favorite colors, but I have started to like it lately. I got some red clothing, some red shoes. So I've been starting to like red later in my later life. I do have 6 siblings. We're all J's. Julie, Jeff, John, Josh, Joey, John, James. And I did used to fight in a cage for a little bit. So that was all for me. And this last one is a little tougher. So here's the 3 statements. My favorite fast food is Rally's. You guys know Checkers or Rally's? I need correct lenses to see, and I read tarot cards. My favorite fast food is Rally's. I need corrective lenses to see, and I read tarot cards. Which 2 are true, and what's a lie? 2 truths and a lie. It's 2 truths and a lie. 2 are true, 1's a lie. 2's a true, 2 and a true. 2 truths and a lie. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, we didn't want to go live every week. We've done this for 4 or 5 years and never really did lives. So we hope you're enjoying this because it is a lot of work. We do have to pay extra for the streaming service monthly. So we do hope you enjoy it. We tried to do it a little bit for Mondays and then moved around, and everything's just kind of crazy. So hopefully this is a good time slot and day for everyone, because we'd hate to move around again. We're pretty much set right here because it kind of works, right? Tuesdays kind of work for us this late at night. I don't know how it'll be this summer, but seems to be doing okay for us right now. So hopefully you like this. Next week we'll be playing I'm not sure because next Tuesday will be the 1st of April. April Fool's Day. We're going to be doing reverse Family Feud. Reverse Family Feud. Everybody loves that. Coming out with us on April Fool's Day next week, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. This is about Tammy. Linda likes rallies, but she doesn't have one near her. Our nearest one in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Tammy's favorite fast food is Rally's, and she does need corrective lenses to see. She does not read tarot cards. She doesn't read tarot cards, guys. She's a different type of gypsy. So, thanks for coming tonight. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Hopefully you had fun tonight. You learned a little bit more about us. I have a lot of things, different things planned. The 1st of the month, we will play Reverse Family Feud. Probably do some giveaways. Might give away one of those Aldi's keychains next month. This would are actually it'll be the end of the month. We would have a giveaway this time on Tuesday, but we didn't meet the threshold for this month. So next month, hopefully we will have a giveaway. We'll play something at the end of the month. First of the month, we're gonna play Reverse Family Feud. It's never for any points, but it's always for a good time. So come by, say hi, hang out. We'll see you guys next time. We're going over to Tiffany Peacock to talk about Scooby-Doo. See you guys later. Bye. Peace.